Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Today it's going to be a PvP between Tyson and Shuttle here on Fighting Spirit. Top left-hand corner, the red Protoss player, it is Shuttle. And in the bottom left-hand corner, it is the yellow Protoss player, Tyson. Alright, been a while since I've cast a PvT, December 28th of 2018, in fact, which is about 6 months ago. And 6 months before that, I cast another PvP between Bisu and Tyson. So apparently, if you're a fan of PvP, you have to wait 6 months between that matchup. Unless you let me know in the comments, and then maybe 3 months. Okay. PvP has a lot of Shuttle Reaver drops, Shuttle High Templar Storm drops, lots of Dragoons, some Zealots to buffer. And I don't know, I kind of feel like maybe this is my favorite mirror matchup of Remastered. ZVZ is just so short. I have yet to find a ZVZ in Brood War that is longer than 12 minutes, you guys. And maybe I'll cast it sometime this week, but I don't know. And TVT is just tank lines into raids. I feel like it's the same thing every time, but lots of dropping in PvP. I cannot stress that enough. Whoever drops the most successfully generally wins the game here. So we will see. Neither of these players are Bisu, but they're both very, very excellent in their own right. The last two PvPs that I cast were actually Bisu versus Tyson. It was a one and then a rematch again 6 months later between these two players. So Stork we like quite a bit here, and then Tyson obviously held his own against Bisu here. I'm not going to tell him if he's going to win or not. Tell him, sorry, if he won or not in that particular setup, but he definitely did acquit himself fairly well. One of those games is 32 minutes, so if you can hang for 32 minutes with Bisu in a game at all, I don't care who you are, you're pretty good at this game. So I'd have to say Tyson might have a bit of an advantage here. His PvP seems to be pretty excellent. I've not cast any of Shuttle's PvP, but again, if you get to this level of StarCraft, you've played a ton of all of the matchups, so you know how to play it, and you're ready to rock, honestly, when the time comes. So both players are going, obviously, just for the one-base play here, and nobody goes for the quick expand in this particular matchup, just because if Dragoons show up, they can really ruin your day. It's really hard to stop that. You don't have a bunker you can hide behind. You obviously don't have any Zerglings that can deal with it. It's just going to be you deal with Dragoons. So if the opponent shows up with Dragoons, and you don't have any, you're in a lot of trouble. So that's why both players are going for the one-base opening here. They got their Cybernetics core, or rather, this one is on the way for Tyson, not quite done yet. So a bit ahead here, I would say, is Stork. Zealot holding the ramp in case a Zealot wanders across the map here, but he's also probe scouting, so he knows the probe is back home defending a little bit, and maybe trying to kill this probe. Has got a couple shots off, but not actually gotten into that actual HP damage. Singularity charge coming up now early here from Shuttle. That's a quick one, man. That is a really quick, actually just getting started a little bit after it is Tyson's. His Cybernetics core comes in, the timing works out on that upgrade just fine, so I think he'll be alright. Probe continues to scout, isn't going to really get any important information here at all before he gets picked off. It's really just pretty much what you'd expect in a PvP. No Artosis pylon here, definitely the 2 pylons in a row, and same-ish story, more spread actually. This pylon goes down and these 2 gateways are unpowered, so might have to watch for that in future attacks and future events here. But hey, did you know you can get bonus StarCraft Brood War content at patreon.com/FalconPaladin, one every single week, an extra cast at the pro level every single gosh darn week, you guys. For anybody who hits me up on patreon.com/FalconPaladin for at least $1 a month. That's all it takes. $1 a month, you guys. That, I mean, seriously, that is just so little money. I don't even know why you wouldn't do it. Those of you who want 5 Brood War casts a week instead of the 4 that I do now, that's it. That's your 5th one available to you. Anywho, we got ourselves a Dragoon coming up, but there's 2 Dragoons and a Zealot here, so that's not going to happen. Get on out. Get on out, Shuttle's Dragoon. It's not going to work out for you at all. Just scouting, really. Didn't intend to attack or anything. It did find out exactly where the yellow Protoss player is living. A robotics facility here. Just now warping in. That's a pretty quick robo facility out of Shuttle. Kind of liking it, going to be honest with you. And an observatory as the follow-up here. So quick observatory. That builds actually surprisingly quickly. Where is it? There it is over here. Look at it's already almost done. Already almost done here. So observers can come out pretty quickly. I don't know exactly what he's worried about unless it's a DT rush. which is fairly possible. We have seen DTs in this matchup before, but nothing doing down here from Tyson at all. He's just going for regular old Dragoons. He's got 4 Dragoons pushing up right now, and there are 4 Dragoons defensively waiting for this from Shuttle. So he's adequately prepared for this attack, and this is what really makes macro games, is if one player is adequately prepared for an attack that shows up like this. If you're not prepared, the game is just over, and then it turns into a 5-minute match. But in this particular situation, obviously Shuttle was prepared here. A lot of his Dragoons are injured, but he's got the high ground now. Gonna go up the ramp anyway, man. Shuttle wants to make something done, pulling the wounded Dragoons back. Reinforcing units do come in here. Couple Dragoons go down on both sides right now, trying to bring up these health bars for you. Another one does go down, but it looks like the hold is real. A lot of Dragoons are getting killed. Man, who won that exchange? That is a great question. I mean, obviously, it was held there by Stork. Both players lost a ton of Dragoons there. This guy has to retreat on home. So I would say Stork probably won that engagement. He was defending. He didn't lose much. He didn't lose any buildings, which is nice. Didn't lose any production facilities. Reaver production, speaking of which, has begun here for Tyson. Here at the, oh golly, 6-minute mark. He's going real fast after those Reavers. Them Reaver drops are going to be good. Going to try to watch those. Going to try to watch the mini-map like really closely this game, because drops are going to be consistent and drops are going to be great. Very excited about this. Observer's still cruising on in. I mean, I guess not just for DTs, but also just to see what's going on the other side of the map here. Expansion coming down for both players at approximately the same time, as Shuttle is going to start his at some point, and it's already on the way here from Tyson. But again, Dragoon versus Dragoon numbers here. Nice micro, moving the wounded Dragoon back, getting some extra shots off there, and the natural base might be in a bit of trouble here for Tyson. There are some shots going down on this thing. It is getting injured quite effectively. A Reaver shows up, has to make a Scarab, and then might chase these guys away in time, but it looks like maybe not. Are they going to try to focus? They're going to try to focus on the Dragoons instead here, and wow. He does manage to save the base temporarily, but look at this Dragoon count that Shuttle is rocking with right now. Bam, big time hit. They want to take down that Reaver, focus it down hard, and they do. But they take a couple shots from Reavers, from Scarabs in the meantime, and that is a canceled expansion for sure at this point. There's no way. It's a 3-to-1 setup right now. Extra shots going down here. Tyson is desperately making more Dragoons, making more Reavers, but he's going to lose this guy. 1 or 2 more shots. Just 1 more shot is all it takes there, and 2 Dragoons are working away at this expansion. You know what, though? Well, there are only 2 left. And the damage output is actually not enough, and they get chased away. Amazing. So he saves his natural. It is literally on fire right now. But, and I mean, up here, Shuttle does not actually have his done yet. So he waited on that a little bit longer, I think, than I believe he did. Anyway, both players have their robotic spade now. Both players are working on, well, there's a Shuttle now on the way here from Tyson. And going for gravitic drive, faster Shuttle movement already is Shuttle here. Obviously, his name is Shuttle, so he's a fan of the unit. He is pretty darn good with it as well. It makes a lot of sense. I mean, honestly, if a player names themselves after a StarCraft unit and they're bad at it, I don't know what to say, to be honest with you. Observatory coming on now from Tyson. First Shuttle of the game is here, I believe. Immediately picks up the Reaver. Like, the first thing that it does is pick it up, as it is easier to micro when it's inside a Shuttle, as it turns out. And the fire rate is so slow, it just doesn't matter. Right? It's not like if you pick it up, you're losing attack time, because it's like attack. 5 seconds later, attack. You know, the attack rate is not that great. So continuing to push on in right now. We got, wow, Tyson has a good number of Dragoons present. Anybody going for upgrades at all? I don't think so. Pretty sure everybody's sitting on the 0, 0, 0. And in fact, they are. Their gas is definitely going. Oh, nice job dodging, though. Both players are dodging Reaver shots here. The Dragoons are not dodging, though. They're not priority in any sense of the imagination. Shuttle getting hit here by some of these Dragoons, and it does get picked off. That's huge. The Reaver is a little bit vulnerable here, but man, this Reaver is doing some serious work right now. And bam, suddenly Tyson shows up with a huge army. Going to take down that pylon, possibly? They want to get that Reaver. It's almost dead, and it is. There it is here. Zealot's getting some shots on top of Dragoons. Shuttle is in a world of hurt right now. I don't know if he can actually hold here. His natural base might just be forfeit. The Reaver doesn't actually get a shot on those probes as they escape. Unfortunately, that would have been incredible. And perhaps game ending, if we're honest with ourselves. Actually heading on up here. Maybe that is a lot of clumped up workers, man. Oh, gosh. Oh, no, that was close. That was a bigger shot, though. And the Reaver does go down, taking out several workers. Additional Dragoons are cruising up the map right now. Reaver on the high ground here from Shuttle, getting some shots off. And, wow, doing some serious damage to these guys, too. But additional reinforcements do arrive. They need to go after that Reaver, is what they got to do. But using the high ground effectively, as some attacks will miss if you don't have vision on that high ground here. And they do take down the Reaver. Nicely done. Both players are trying to keep the Reaver count to like 0 for the other guy. And so far, they're pretty successful. Dragoons are going after some of these probes here, taking out Dragoons that are chasing them. It is a lot of Dragoon on Dragoon action right now. What the heck is this? What? What is going on here? Why is he tossing up Nexuses next to Shuttle's Nexus? Unless it's just for, like, pathing to make Reavers worse, possibly? I don't know. Look at this micro. Look at him shuttling the Dragoons up and down there so they don't take hits. Beautiful stuff. Reinforcing Dragoons coming in here from Shuttle, and Tyson is forced to retreat. This is the craziest thing. This proxy Nexus is absolutely hilarious. And it finally does get canceled there. So we're at 2 base to 2 base. It is currently 70 to 62 total supply. Tyson has a lead, and I gotta say, he probably has a probe lead too. Although at 2 bases, both players are pretty darn saturated on these minerals. So I don't know that it really matters to have a probe lead of this level if you're on 2 bases and pretty much saturated anyway. It's just, it's not as efficient as it otherwise would be there. You kind of lose the effectiveness after a certain number of dudes here. See how many probes are waiting to do stuff? Yeah, so perhaps overmade them. Perhaps a 3rd base would be in order, but Shuttle's coming. It's not time to expand right now. You don't expand when someone's attacking you. You expand while you are attacking, which is something that Tyson did not do last time. Makes me feel like maybe it was a bit of an all-in attempt there, just going for the 2 base Dragoon Reaver all-in style thing. There are no Reavers here from Shuttle, so maybe, well, I guess they're actually probably in this Shuttle if I had to guess. And by golly, they are. And by that I mean the 1. So here we go. Ow. Nice shot on the opposing Reaver here. Dragoons versus Dragoons. Ow. Big time hits. Oh, Shuttle gets picked off, and that means the Reaver is dead here. That means 2 Reavers and a bunch of Dragoons versus 1 Reaver and a bunch of Dragoons. And now it is very shortly going to be, you know what? I was going to say 0 Reavers, but still alive somehow. There we go. Oh, killing each other there. Brutal, brutal stuff there. And the Observer continues to have a silent watch over what's going on in Tyson's side of the map. Probe here, going for a 3rd base, thought about it, decided not to, but Shuttle is going home. Oh, Observer gets picked off as detection was present in the form of Tyson's Observer. Yeah, so I mean, it's going to be basically Reavers and Reavers and Reavers. Like enhancements is now coming in from Tyson. He's also going for a Templar Archives. While the Citadel of Adun is just now getting started from Shuttle. So he's behind on tech. Reaver gets a shot up, but absolutely obliterated by the opposing Dragoons here from Shuttle. Dragoon versus Dragoon fights right now. This is what this game is. It reminds me a little bit of ZVZ in StarCraft 2, which is just Roach versus Roach battles a lot of the time. It's very Spider-Man pointing at himself meme style stuff. Yeah, Zealots up here are going to absorb some shots. They don't have the leg enhancements yet, but Dragoons aren't microing exceptionally well. They're taking some shots here from the Zealots. That's, I mean, you really don't want to do that, especially against slow Zealots. 84 to 71 supply, though. Shuttle is up big time in overall economy right now. Or just overall, rather, number of units on the map. Army total supply. And he's coming in, man. Still, no upgrades as far as attack or armor or shields or anything from anybody. Just not important in PvP. At least not so far for either of these players at 14 or 15 minutes. Pushing the Dragoons away here. Reinforcements do come in. Defender's advantage kicks in from Tyson. It just basically means if you're making units, yours show up at your defensive position faster than reinforcements from the other side of the map show up. So defender's advantage is the deal. Ooh, Dark Templar actually on the way here from Tyson. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Going for DTs. Both players are pretty wary of drops. I haven't seen any even really be attempted thus far, strangely enough. The shuttles have been used for straight up head-to-head engagements thus far. Hey, click a forge. A forge from Tyson here at 15 minutes. Maybe he does want some upgrades eventually. Suppose that's entirely possible. And DT's on the way here from Shuttle 2. So both players are making the Dark Templar. I don't see them be getting turned into Dark Archons necessarily. That'd be pretty cool if they did. Alright, so thinking about taking a third base to Shuttle is Tyson's been pondering it for about 5 minutes now and just hasn't been able to pull the trigger on it. It's going to be regular old Archons here. Yep, regular old Archon. The merging is complete. DT heading up to see, is there a third base from Shuttle? Because if there is, I'm in a lot of trouble. So he's going to wander up. Maybe not. He's going to take the weird way around. But here comes the drop. DT wanders into Tyson's main base and is going to go ahead and very purposefully one-shot some of these probes. But saw it coming. Observer is here. Zealots are here. Archon is here. Not going to happen. DT inside the natural base trying to get stuff done here too. Oh, DT forces a cancel on Shuttle's third base. Up north, so it's the DT minute right now. Both players using DTs to some level of effectiveness. I mean, I would say forcing a cancel on the third base is probably a bigger deal than killing a few probes. But you know what? Not actually replacing... There we go. Now he needs to replace them. Pull those off of the minerals and put them onto the gas inside the main base after losing those dudes. Additional Archons on the way here. Storm being researched by Shuttle. I did not see Storm on the way here from Tyson, so it seems he's just going Archons, man. And his third base is on the way, too, down in that minimap, so we can see it coming on in. DT Zealots, Reaver's in the mix right now. Reaver's really good versus Zealots and Dark Templar. Anything with a low HP, at least relatively speaking, is not good against Reavers at all. Reaver's continuing to attack here. North side getting some serious damage on. There's a DT hacking away at the Dragoons of Shuttles up north right now. Slowly getting shots off. There is nothing detection here at all. How many kills did that DT have? Only the one? He must have wounded and bruised some of these Dragoons anyway. Third base coming up, attempting number 2 from Shuttle, and maybe checking for a fourth base or going for a sneaky fourth base of his own here is Tyson up in the top right. Meanwhile, DT wanders into the natural base. Ah, what? How? What? Who? Where's the observer that's... Oh, here it is. Okay. It's like, why did they see the DT when it was over here and they got it when it's in the mineral line? That's exactly why. There's an observer down here, turns out. So probes coming over just as the Nexus finishes. Pretty darn good timing here from Shuttle. Some of these probes are going to be dumb and long-distance mine when they could have just waited 2 seconds and actually returned it to this space, but Shuttle's not all that concerned about that one at all. More DTs in production here from Tyson. 93 to 97 supply at about 17 minutes. There are certain parts of the Protoss soundtrack that I really like. This is one where it comes up. That's it. Ah, with the strings. Sounds like a cello, a couple cellos going. It's nice. Cannon coming up to defend the third base. It's going to help defend against the Zealot, but really this is just a scouting dude. He has really no interest in doing any damage up here. I mean, if he can, he will, but that was not exactly what he was into. Shuttle was thinking about dropping, but decided instead to come back home to defend because, holy crap, there's so much yellow coming from the south to the north right now. And it looks like they're keying up for an attack on that third base. Now, there you go. This is the player that has Storm. Shuttle's got Storm, which is really good on ramps, it turns out. Zealots, 2 Reavers at the top of the ramp is really problematic, too. Anything splash damage basically means that you going up a ramp, you're going to die if there's a ton of splash waiting for you. Storm and Reavers both fit that. Archons a little bit, especially against Zerg. They can hold ramps against Lings and stuff pretty effectively. 119 to 137 supply. Shuttle has a pretty fantastic lead here versus Tyson overall. Third base was earlier for Tyson. And man, his economy, both players' economies are just kind of insane. Nobody's really done that much damage to the other player's probe count. We did see that a bit of that Reaver play here from Tyson against Shuttles earlier in the game, but it seems like Shuttle has overcome that quite nicely. And he's ready to rock. So the attempt on the third base is aborted before it really even gets started for Tyson. He decides to head home and defend his own third base. Maybe go for a fourth. He's got probes going around all over the place here. Scouting. It looks like they're just scouting for like a ninja fourth base that Shuttle could have taken, but no, there's nothing of the sort here. Good job scouting, though. I mean, I'm a huge fan of that. at this stage of the game, especially. If your opponent has a ninja expansion and you can kill it, that's a major victory. And if they can keep it, that's a major victory for them as well. High Templar, Zealot. Scouting Zealot here from Shuttle, trying to see what's up, and really no base is defined, just scouting pylons in different locations, nothing too crazy at all. Probe evacuates as soon as he knows a Zealot is there. Pretty good map awareness from Tyson to make that happen. And both players are pretty content just to sort of hang out right now, honestly. They're sending little Zealot raiding parties out. Observers are all over the place. Again, I love the yellow vision along the right side of the map here. Zealot, again, wanders into the third base and gets killed by cannons before accomplishing much of anything. It is 188 to 159 supply. Shuttle is just macroing his face off. He's got Storm, he's got Archons. He's not really going for Dragoons here. The Dragoon count is not high at all. It's much more of a Zealot, Archon, Storm style composition. Whereas there are many more Dragoons here in this comp, but a ton of Zealots too for Tyson. So both players generally trying to do the same thing, although he must have Storm if he has this many High Templar. He must have researched it when I didn't see it. Observer picked off, minor victory for Tyson there. You want to make sure your opponent does not see what you're doing at any stage here. Swinging down the left side. Shuttle's trying to see, is there a fourth base here? No, there is not. Nobody's been brave enough to go for a fourth at this stage of the game. 21 minutes on and 3 bases is king at the moment. Nice little spread here from Tyson. That's a pretty good concave. If Shuttle comes in, he thinks about coming in, sees the Reaver count and says, you know what, we're not going to lead with Zealots here. Yeah, Storm is done. All right, so trading a High Templar for a High Templar there. A couple High Templars die. But Storm is definitely done for Tyson. Yeah, there's no reason to wander around High Templar like this unless you also have Storm researched or on the way. So definitely the case. Again, clash of the Titans here. All right, well, the chaos is just kind of insane right now. Storm all over the place. Reaver hits everywhere. Archon versus Archon. And it's kind of hard to see exactly who's winning this thing, but based on the supply, it looks like Shuttle's definitely winning this thing overall. Though both players are taking terrible damage to each other's army values. Archon's getting some stuff done here, taking direct shots from Dragoons. Storms chasing the Dragoons away, and Shuttle is up 86 to 73. It's not a massive lead, but technically he wins the battle, although when there's a Dark Templar sitting here whacking your stuff, and you can't see it because most of your observers are gone. I don't know if you can feel like you've won. There we go. Observer does finally show up and help get rid of that dude. Fourth base coming in from Tyson. If he can hang on to that, he might well be in a pretty fantastic spot. 102 to 85, though, on that supply count. Man, Shuttle just up big time. Probes thinking about transferring over here. Some of them managed to get there, but the other ones are like, ah, there's Reavers over there. Don't like what I see here at all. Zealots and Archons showing up at this fourth. Oh, hey, so some of them get in there. Other ones try to attack other units. And yeah, these elves are going to try to take down the fourth all by their lonesome. Bit of an Archon Zealot engagement in the mix here, but the red color prevails there. So Shuttle looking good. Shuttle attacking on in to this third base. Nothing's really here to stop it. Some High Templar do come in to try to get some storms off, and they do get some beautiful storms off. Oh, both Archons die to storms. Zealots taking storms directly to the face there, too. The Reavers are getting some serious hits off. Defensive Reavers, ooh, actually connecting there at the bottom. And a storm on the Shuttle. The Reaver gets killed as it is outside. And wow, Tyson manages to hold there. This Zealot working away on killing probes that are built at this fourth base. I don't know why. He's got 6 kills, man. It's pretty good stuff. What is, and there's a single Reaver inside that Shuttle. He's going to try to sneak back in and get something done, but guess what? There's an Archon. Oh, what a dodge. What a dodge. Not allowing that Archon to get a shot off on that Shuttle. And there we go. Shuttle down. Reaver gets some decent probe kills there, but the fourth base survives. That's huge. Despite being down about 20 supply here, Tyson's okay. Tyson's all right. He's on 4 bases. There is no 4th base here from Shuttle quite yet. More and more reinforcing units are coming up. Again, Shuttle does not have the defender's advantage here. He is the attacker. And as a result, it takes him some time to muster his forces and get them across the map, whereas the forces are just here immediately for Tyson when he needs them. Any upgrades? Yeah, +3 attack is now done from Tyson. Holy smokes, dude. And +3 attack is done for Shuttle. So both players working really hard on that attack upgrade after about the 15-minute mark. Archon count, kind of nice right now for Tyson. Oh, the High Templar storming before they die. That's a lot of dead High Templar there. 86 to 53, though. Man, Shuttle just keeps having that advantage in overall army supply. Storm on the observers. Archon versus Archon. Yeah, 2v1 there. Man, both of these Archons are very low on shields and therefore very low on HP too, because that's how that works. But 96 to 50, almost doubling up in supply. Shuttle's macro has been kind of insane today. Every time it seems like a battle goes Tyson's way, Shuttle's just like, nah, I'm still up about 20 supply, don't mind me. 4th base is in a world of hurt. This is way worse than just having a single zealot show up. 4th base is done, and a 4th base is now coming up for Shuttle in the north. Reinforcing High Templar cruising on in right now, and this is the one mining base that Tyson is working with. Oh, the probe massacre! The probes trying to get out of there. Can't get it, make it happen. Cannot escape. 96 to 54 supply. Production is not going to be super hot. Not much of a bank here from Tyson right now. He's got some zealots. He's got some Archons. But there are 3 Archons down here. Okay, so 2 of them are severely injured, but they're working on that shield count. They're increasing it over time here. No cannons at the top of this ramp. Zealots wandering over to the other cannon and very purposefully taking it down. A bit of a attempted base race here, it seems like. But losing your 3rd base means all of your income is dead, Tyson. You might be able to deny this 4th base of Shuttles, but I don't see it happening. Honestly, I do not. Storm on the Observer, so the Dark Templar is doing more work defensively here. Nicely done, but the 3rd base is out. Income is 0. 0 for Tyson right now. Defensive storms all over the place, and somehow, some way, this Archon Zealot army of Tyson's is still alive. What is going on right now? Yeah, man, +3 attack versus cannons. Not a good place to be here if you happen to be a cannon. He might take down the 3rd base here, too. This game might turn into a zero income situation. That said, there are 3 Archons now, 8 Dragoons on the way from Shuttle. There is no way Tyson wins this game. It was an admirable counterattack, but all of his stuff is just dying to these Archons. Dark Templar wanders in from Tyson, trying to get some hacks off. But blocking the ramp and taking it out as an Observer does wander up here. So, all right. That's it. Good game indeed. 28 minutes and 22 seconds. And Shuttle is your winner today. Just pretty much through sheer macro, I want to say. He was just able to spend his money so dang effectively and so consistently here. He had the Archons, he had the Zealots, he had the High Templar. He pretty much was doing everything that Tyson was doing. He just had more of it pretty consistently starting around the 15 or 16 minute mark in this match. And then from there, it was just kind of a snowball effect, to where every engagement, if it didn't win it, even if it was close, he still come out ahead overall in overall supply. And taking down the 4th base was a huge thing. Taking the 3rd base was the death knell for Tyson. Once he lost that, it was very, very hard for him to win it. And in fact, he did basically shut down the 4th base and got in here and did some damage to the 3rd, but the reinforcing units defender's advantage kicked in, and Shuttle was able to get the victory there. Not nearly as much dropping as I thought there was going to be. But, I don't know. Pretty fun game anyway. All right, let's go ahead and check out that final score, as we like to do. We are looking at 100. Well, okay, let's just do this. 200,000 points and 184 in favor of Shuttle. Both players produced incredibly similar amounts of units here, but many, many more were killed here by Shuttle. As we can see, about 30 more units killed, which is a lot of stuff over the course of a game. Structures raised pretty even there too. And then overall economy, I mean, on look at what he did on 3 bases. Look what Shuttle did on 3 bases. He mined 1,000 more gas, 2,000 more minerals, and spent 3,000 more resources on 3 bases than Tyson did. I don't know how he did that. Maybe his probe count was higher than I thought it was. Maybe it was higher than Tyson's comparatively. Seems like a potential thing. Meh. All right. Fantastic game overall. Good PvP. Really enjoyed it. Hope you did too, because that's going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch. All at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching. And you take care of yourself.